Hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel Code Arcade. This is Saurabh and today we are going to continue with the next topic in our DevOps VTU Lab. Okay, so as we remember, guys, I will go to my YouTube and I'll show you something here. You can see before even starting with experiment 1, we had learned about the prerequisites and the roadmap I showed you. Okay, the links will be given in the description for you. Second one, I had released the manual for you. Third one, I had given you the introduction to software development lifecycle, the waterfall model, and the phases and the disadvantages. Then we had transition to agile. Okay, I had shown you how to transition to agile and introduction to DevOps. After that, I had showed you how to create a manual Java project to do automation testing of a simple website sourcedemo.com. Okay, now the next part. So let's go back here and let's see one thing. I will just show you here so that you can understand. Okay, this is the same manual, guys, that I have been following and that is there with you as well. Okay, so you can see here we had discussed the problems with manual approach. Remember, time consuming, error prone, etc., etc. We discussed about all that in the last video. Then we had known about why you need build tools, and after that, guys, we have not yet started build tools, but I had showed you all the problems, how to add the jar files manually, etc., etc. Everything was done in the last video. Now next part is understanding version control. Guys, if I show you the syllabus of DevOps, you can see here this is the DevOps syllabus, and there is a simple word here, version control. It looks like a very simple word, but it has real meaning once you go into the industry. If you are developing an application, if you are working with any kind of code, version control is very, very important. So today's topic will be about version control. Okay. We'll be learning in depth about version control and we'll be learning the Git tool also. Fine. So without any more ado, I will get started. But before that, again, I will request all of you who are new to the channel to please like and share our videos with your friends and family. And also at the same time, if you are really new to the channel and like the content, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Okay, it really motivates me to create better content for you, and it hardly takes a click, guys. But for us, it is what to say. It is a real means of motivation to give my energy to create more better content for you. Okay, so thank you all for supporting us, and I hope you will be supporting us more and more. Okay. So without any more further ado, let's get started with version control today. Fine? Okay. So to start learning about the version control system, let's begin by talking about a use case. Okay. So let me just go to my whiteboard and try to explain you something about this. Okay. So as I said, let's take a simple use case or an example. Okay. So imagine we have a multinational company with us and there are offices across the globe and thousands of employees. Just for example, say XYZ is a company and then it has offices all across the globe, everywhere, and there are lots of employees. Okay, so say this is Australia, this is India, this is UK, and then we have say Singapore. Just for example, I'm taking some random places. Okay, and there are lots of employees in all the offices which are situated all across the globe. Okay, there are lots of XYZ employees here working. Now with such a vast setup, there are bound to be challenges, right? So let's do one thing. Let's explore some of the common ones that will be faced by this kind of a company. Okay. So what is the first challenge that these companies might face? The first challenge is very important. They might face a challenge of collab. How to collaborate. Okay. There are so many people located at different places. There may be a need to communicate for a particular reason or a set of people who are working on the same project but from different regions. Say suppose they are all working on an application but from different locations or regions, and they need to collab among each other. It will be very difficult if they don't have a particular system to do it, right? Similarly, the second challenge that the company can face is related to versions or storing of versions. Fine, because I will tell you the reason. The application or the software that they are making will not be completed in a single version, right? There can be n number of versions of the application or the software. In that situation, what will happen? The problem of storing all such commits in a single place is a huge challenge for them. I hope you understand that, because everyone will be working and putting their code into the application, right? And they have to work together in sync. And that's why storing all the versions of the application on the same place is not so easy. That is also one challenge that this company will face. I hope you understood that, right? After that, another problem can be how to restore to previous versions. Why I am talking about this challenge is that sometimes it is important to go back to the previous versions to find the root cause of any bug. Because suppose a bug has arisen, then it is very important to go back in a stable area of your code and see actually what is the reason behind this bug. Okay, then actually it is very easily detectable. The bug can be easily detected when you actually have a previous version which was working fine. Then we can actually come to the root cause, then we can analyze that, and maybe then we can do the necessary changes to restore, or what to say, to actually correct this bug. Okay, I hope you understood this. So as I said, the three common challenges that they can face is about collaboration, about the versions, about restoring to previous versions to see where actually a bug has originated from. And then one most important challenge can be backup. This is also very important. Okay, in case the systems or the disk of the user breaks down and there is no backup, then what happens? All the efforts will go in vain. Therefore, these are some of the challenges that I have mentioned you about. Okay, let me just give you a brief recap of the challenges that I just now mentioned to you. Okay, so the first one, let me take a different color. The first one can be collaboration. Okay, because there are n number of employees situations in different office of the same company, that can be a case. The second one, as I already told you, is about version storage. Okay, third one that I told you is about restoring previous versions. The fourth one that I told you was about backup. So there are lots of other challenges faced by the companies, but right now what I am discussing are the most common challenges that can be faced by any multinational company while actually working with any application. Okay, so now my question is, how do you actually tackle all these challenges? That is my question, right? That's where, guys, version control systems come in. They actually streamline the collaboration, ensure version management, facilitate rollback to previous versions, and also they provide a reliable backup solution. Okay, so that is what version control is all about. I hope now you understand. Okay, so to sum up in a proper way about version control, we can say that version control actually helps in all these things. Version control can do all these things. Okay, so the first thing that we can say is it can help to track changes in the source code. Okay, see guys, if you are working individually on something, then you are the master of your own code, you are doing it on your own. But when you are working in a multinational company, there are lots of people doing the changes in the same source code, right? So it will be very difficult to track the changes. That's where version control comes into picture. It really helps to track changes in the source code. Okay, I hope you understood that. And it really ensures that everyone is on the same page. Okay, everyone in the company is on the same page. That is where version control is very beneficial for the companies. Okay, understood. Because if I am writing a different kind of code and someone is writing a different kind of code and you were putting everything into the same source code, it is very difficult to understand that, right? So
Suppose I am not working for 2 days, I'm on a holiday, and maybe some other person is working on the same code at that time. Version control systems help us to track those changes and always gives us the latest version of the code. That is where it is very important. Otherwise, if we are lagging and someone else is doing some other changes, we'll not be getting to know that. That is where version control is very important for us. Okay, I hope now you have understood that. Okay, now you just guys try to picture this. Okay, this is a very simple example of what version controls do. Okay, say suppose I have a central server where we have some code and we have three developers. Okay, so this can be called our workstation 1, this can be called ws2, and this can be called our ws3. And say I am saying that this is developer 1 working here, this is developer 2 working here, and this is developer 3 working here. So what will be their day to day tasks? They will update and they will commit. Okay, update commit, they will be doing that. They will be updating their code and they will be committing their code, and also they will be getting the update from the central server. Okay, so all of them have individual access to the central code that is there in the central server. And guys, for us, we really name the central server sometimes as a repository. Okay, this is a very important term. For example, if we talk about an example of version control, the version control tool is Git, and the storage or the online repo is called GitHub. We'll talk about all these things in our coming videos. You don't have to worry about that. But for the time being, just remember that Git is the version control tool, and we have GitHub as a server or a central repository. Okay, so every time every developer will commit their changes to the central server, and also they will get the update for of the latest changes which have been done to the code, and they will get it on their local machines or their workstations, you can say. Okay, and even if a user has his or her data gone, if somehow this data or this workstation is damaged, they can get a new machine and get the code back from the central server. Okay, and even if there is some problem with the central server also, the central server can also get a copy from any of the developers machines. Okay, that is the beauty of version control, guys. It is very important to keep track of all the changes happening, because otherwise if the code is lost, it is lost forever. Okay, that is why to keep a backup we need this. I hope now you understood that. Okay, now guys, I hope you have a proper idea about version control. Now we can do one thing. Let's go and discuss the benefits of version control. Okay, so the first benefit that I want to discuss with you is that it actually helps in managing and protecting our source code. Okay, so as we said, we may be working from different locations in the same company in different offices, but still our version control tool or the system will actually help us to keep track of all the changes, and in a way it will actually protect the source code so that we all have access to the latest version of the code, because otherwise we'll be lagging behind and will not be knowing what are the changes happening in the system or the application. Okay, got it? This is how version control helps us. Fine. So it actually safeguards our code from unintended errors, because we are humans, guys. We can make mistakes. That's why rather than relying on human intervention, what happens is version control automatically manages the latest version of the code, and also it has track of the previous version so that we can again restore it back if needed and necessary. Okay. So the next benefit can be recording the modifications. This is a very important thing. Version control systems actually facilitate us by recording the modifications that have been done by anyone in the team. Okay, so the benefit of this thing is that we have a feature of logging the changes. For what? For future reference. This can be handy in any kind of cases. Suppose we had a working code, and maybe in future, because of some new bug introduced by any developer, we are not able to kickstart the application in a proper way. Then Because of logging or recording the modifications, we can easily track back and we can see what actually happened wrong, and we can go back and change that. Okay, got it? That is a very good benefit. And with this, a similar benefit can be, you can say that we can compare with the earlier versions. Compare with earlier versions. This is also very important. Okay. And at the same time, normally what happens if we don't have version control, we have to be very rigid, like step by step we have to do everything. After this we have to do that, after this we have to do that, something like that. But when we have a version control system, any version control system, guys, it is very flexible. Okay, and it makes the life of the developer very efficient and easy, because version control system will do all the tracking of the changes. The developer does not have to do it manually. Maybe he might have to need to know some commands to do that, but rest of the work will be done by version control systems like Git, etc. Okay, we'll be talking about all the examples in the end of the video, don't worry about that. For the time being, I hope you understood that, right? Now, as I said, we have known a lot about version control. Now we'll be knowing a lot more about this in the upcoming videos. For the time being, before we wind up, let me just tell you some examples of version control systems that we have with us. Okay, so let me just give you some examples. Okay, the examples are, there are lots of them, guys. I will give you some of the examples. We have Git, then we have concurrent version system, then we have Apache subversions, then we have Mercurial. Out of that, Git is one of the most popular version control tools or version control system that we have. Okay, and there are lots more, guys. We'll be coming and knowing all this one by one. Don't worry about that. For the time being, I'm giving you 4 examples. There are lots more. There is Azure DevOps server and more. We can keep on going and it will not finish. Okay, so I hope you have liked this video, guys. I have given you a brief idea about what is version control and what are the benefits of version control, and also what are the challenges that we can face when we don't have version control into picture. Okay, so if you really like this, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, guys, and keep us motivated by liking and sharing with your friends and family. That will be a lot of help for us. And at the same time, I think that wraps up our session for today. I hope you found it informative and helpful. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more from Codus Arcade. If you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and click the bell icon for similar content.
So guys, this is it about this video. I hope you have understood about version control very well. In the next video, we will be learning dedicatedly about Git, how it works and some basic commands of Git. Okay, because it is very important before we step into the experiment number one, which is the installation of Maven and Gradle. Okay, so please stay tuned for it, and I hope you like this video. If you really liked it, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Okay, so till the next time, this is Saurabh signing off. Bye bye and happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned, please.